Jesus white? I've always
No.
been curious about that.
Jesus was a Middle Eastern man.
Middle Eastern.
He was not white.
He was not white.
No, I think it's the imagery is because where Christianity was targeting as we were a colonialist sort of institution as much as anything.
Your thought on what's going on first and foremost with Israel and Gaza and now Lebanon? What's your thought on that?
I think the West is actively involved in an ethnic cleansing.
So it's ethnic cleansing.
Without any doubt.
Right.
For me anyway. Propagated by our sort of colonial mindset. And I think Israel has been sort of funded into expanding into the Middle East.
Okay, so it's about expansion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we're just letting it happen.
Right. When you say we letting it happen, you're talking about Britain, America, and so forth? Right. Because of the said purpose of ethnic cleansing for land acquisition. Okay. Now, what would you say when you listen to the Palestinian people who say that the Israeli people stole their land? Because we know that in 1948, the Balfour Declaration by Britain was given, and so we have the Jewish people went and settled in Palestine. Are you of the persuasion when I listen to the Palestinian people, they're saying that it's not the Jewish people's land, it was their land? Is that your persuasion as well?
I mean, for me, land doesn't really belong to anybody.
Even if the Palestinians claim to have been living there for thousands of years?
Land belongs to everybody.
Okay.
So it doesn't belong to one particular person or group. It's just land. But everyone has a right to exist. And, there were Jewish people, Muslim people, Palestinian, whatever sort of people were living there for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And a fairly peaceful coexistence.
Yeah.
It was when the Western nations
Yeah.
carved up the land and decided that this land was belonging to one group of people, this land belongs to another person. That's when conflict arises.
That's what I think.
What's the cause? Where is it coming from?
Oh,
what caused it?
The cause.
Capitalism reset.
Capitalism reset. Right.
By that I mean that a lot of people are doing quite well. And those who are at the top and the wealthy don't like it sometimes. So they like a little reset. So everybody gets pushed down a little bit and they can stay on top.
Right. Are you sure the same thing? Capitalism reset?
I don't know.
So like when...
That's more...
So one question, like when you hear the Palestinian people, right, and I'm talking to some, right, when you hear them say that they believe that the land is theirs, it's stolen, and the Israeli people, because we know that Israel with the 1948 Balfour Declaration,
Before
what's
that,
that
the
thought?
Israelites, it was their
You
land.
can go back years.
keep going back.
Depends how far back you go.
Palestinians never had the land originally.
So that's a good point you're making. So seeing that they carved up the land, right, and say, okay, then the Jewish people are going to settle here, because they claim now it's their land. But then, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. So it's just, you have your house, right?
Yeah.
If I come to your space, carve it up, and take you out of it and now claim it to be mine, would you be happy?
No.
Exactly, it would be theft, isn't it? Because it's your land. And if I then proceed to kill your children, ethnic cleanse, you can see where the animosity is coming from, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, so then, by default, what happened? That means that to solve the problem, then you shouldn't have taken the land in the first place. You would not agree?
I'm with you on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can see then why the Palestinian people are they're feeling some type of way.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Exactly. So would you say then the Jewish people then by default are wrong?
I would say that it's the governments of Israel historically that have been wrong.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's the Jewish people.
So the government?
It's the governments, the people in power.
Right.
Because there were ordinary Jewish men and women living in those areas that don't agree with what's happening.
Right.
They don't back Netanyahu. there's protests in Israel
Yeah.
from the people of Israel
Right.
against their government.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the governments are wrong. The people in power that have put those definitions of whose land this is are wrong.
Yeah.
And they've been sort of propagating conflict for countless decades. And it benefits them to have the Middle East completely destabilized.
Wow.
I think
And
that's the point that they're...
Destabilization.
That's what it's always been. It's been destabilization.
Okay.
And then, like, ironically, then we have an issue with when we've displaced these millions of people.
Yeah.
When you have asylum seekers and people coming across,
Right.
then we have an issue with it. When we're the cause of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the cause of it. Okay. And what of Iran coming into the picture now? Is Iran provoking Israel, do you think? Or are they justified in their actions?
I think they're justified in that. What sort of I found it almost comical is Israel claiming that after the latest sort of missile siege that Iran went,
yeah.
Israel were claiming it as some sort of victory for them because there were no civilian casualties.
They never aimed at civilian
Exactly.
targets.
They weren't looking for civilians. They were looking for military bases,
Right.
operational points for Israel.
And to make
they
a
weren't
statement.
targeting people.
Right.
They were targeting the Israeli government.
Mm-hmm.
But Israel don't see that as a victory.
Right.
Because in Israel's mind, it's to kill people.
Right, right.
And that's the victory for them.
Okay, okay.
So I think Iran is justified in trying to destabilize Israel's operations of ethnic cleansing.
Wow. Where do you think this is all heading? We had 2 world wars before. Do you think it's heading to the third?
I hope not.
What do you think
I
is
can
heading?
I can see that happening.
It's shaping up to a World War
absolutely.
III.
Yeah, because I mean, much like how World War One would start,
Yeah.
it was like a snowball effect
Uh-huh.
of conflicts between two nations who had massive superpower nation allies,
Right.
and then that's when those allies got drawn in, and then they became in conflict with each other.
Right, right.
So my fear is Iran's allies, Israel's allies,
Uh-huh.
then become involved with each other,
Right.
and then you have that snowball effect.
Ah, I see, I see. Man, thank you. That's a good and interesting perspective. Last question. What persuasion are... When I talk to people sometimes I like to ask, because everybody is kind of having a religious affiliation. Do you have a religious affiliation? What are you speaking from? What angle? Christian, Jewish, Muslim? What's your belief?
Well, I'm a Catholic.
You're a Catholic.
But that doesn't really come into play
Yeah.
so much on this.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with religion, for me
Right.
anyway. This is about historical imperialist mindsets and looking to cause destabilization
Thank you,
in a
man.
region.
Appreciate it. Last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You said that you're a Catholic.
Yeah.
Why does a Catholic, when I don't know much about the Catholic Church, you can correct me, right? But whenever I see the Catholic Church, I see a lot of images. Why also do the Catholic Church has white Jesus? They have that everywhere. Is Jesus white? I've always been
No.
curious about that.
Jesus was a Middle Eastern man.
Middle
He
Eastern.
was not white.
He was not white.
No, I think it's... The imagery is because where Christianity was targeting as we were a colonialist sort of institution as much as anything.
Who were they targeting? Why they put up that white image?
Europeans.
So the
They wanted
Catholics...
to reinforce.
Ah.
They weren't targeting the rich and wealthy of Europe
Right.
or the powerful. They were targeting the peasantry.
So
So
you
they
said...
wanted something that was more like aligned with the groups that they were targeting.
Ah.
So it's imagery for the purpose of drawing people in.
So him being Middle Eastern, what color would he have been?
Brown.
Brown like black people? Or black
Brown.
people is brown?
Yeah. Brown like a Middle Eastern man.
But a
Olive skin, sort of.
You mean green? Because olive is green.
I've never met cheese.
Unless
so I wouldn't know.
no. There's two type of olives. Cause you said olive skin, so it's either green or black. I know black olive and I know green olive. So you got to pick one. So was he green or was he black? Cause you just said he's Middle Eastern. Olive skin.
He would have had Arabian skin, like an Arab man.
Arab man look almost white when I see them. These modern Arabs that I see. Because when you look at the people of Lebanon as well, they look almost white. Even some of the Iranians look almost white. The Turkey people look white. So what am I drawing from?
It's a Semitic skin tone.
So again, olive skin. So it's either green or black.
Well, there's many different olives.
I've only known the green or the black one. My brother, thank you.
Yeah,
it's a great perspective, and thank you for the conversation.
Nice one.
All right.
Double thought he had me, then I scream. Double thought he had me, then I scream. Yeah. Hey. Ain't no weapons formed against me gonna prosper. Plenty angels round me back in